Good morning, this is Christian Röttger, and I'm going to show you a few features of ALEKS, our online homework system. So, I've got your Canvas homepage. I'm scrolling down to the link for ALEKS. And I'm clicking on ALEKS. Don't log in from www.aleks.com. Log in from Canvas itself, like I showed you. And, okay, this is what I see. Your student view will look a little different. And it first will lead you through a tutorial. How to enter answers and where everything is in ALEKS. I'm skipping that, and so I want to start homework, but first I have to do this initial knowledge check. ALEKS makes me do things in order and doesn't allow you to mess around. It has to be this initial knowledge check first. It's not an assignment, it doesn't have a due date, but it helps ALEKS to gauge what kind of topics are right for you, which ones you already know, which ones do you still need to learn, and depending on what you do here, you'll get more or less homework. So don't just say, I don't know, I'm skip this. Do your best, and it will make the ALEKS system the most efficient and most beneficial. Get the most out of your money. There's a few bits of good advice. Yeah. Have pencil and paper, sure. Don't get help. If you get everything right, it'll at first give you less homework, but soon enough you'll find out that, well, you didn't practice this, you're actually missing some of the basics, and the consequences are not pretty, so don't do that either. And the idea is that, yeah, ALEKS will estimate which topics you already have learned and which ones you still need to learn. And depending on which of those two people you are, can be 80, can be 110. So, before it throws a question at you, it usually shows you examples in the homework, but the knowledge checks are more like pop-up quizzes, so they really go, woof, here's a question. And I'm actually going to do this. Suppose to use x for my variable, and the right inequality is here, x greater than 0. That is the inequality which is pictured here, at least I think. And so I'm hitting submit, and it's right. And I'm going to skip the whole rest to show you some more features, assuming I know little. And depending on what I've done so far, just this single question, ALEKS will take out a lot of topics which I will never have to do in homework. 50 out of 250 are really easy basics. And he thinks, okay, he knows about inequalities, he knows x, he knows what graphs mean, and so on. So I'm doing pretty well in algebra and geometry in this area, the yellow area of the ALEKS pie. Had I done more questions, I might have taken out even more of those topics. Yeah, it shows me things. But I want to actually do some homework now, the first homework questions. Skip the tooltips. Module number 1, current assignment, due Wednesday next week. That's what I will get if I click Start My Path. Here is the carousel, bring up other problems. And Alex just suggests to do them in order. Start here on the left with this one that you just saw, and after that this one. But theoretically, you could skip ahead and do that one instead, or that one, and you get a whole bunch of choices. One more feature I want to show you, and that is this button consisting of 3 horizontal lines, and in particular the review button. This is exactly what its promises. You can look at old questions. You will need this before you go into an exam. You look at all the old homeworks, and you can do any of those problems that you did right. And, well, do some of them for practice. That will not change your homework score on any given module, because that is set in stone after the deadline. But it's obviously necessary for practice. I should mention that the knowledge checks are not an assignment. They don't have a due date. They don't have a set number for 100% that you need to get, or 90 to get an A or anything. They will just influence what topics you get on homework, and a small portion of them does contribute to your grade at the end of the semester, and that is the ALEKS Pi score, which tells how much of the 250 total topics you mastered during the semester. And of course, your goal is 100%.